Aloha everybody, and welcome to part 12 of Mega Man ZX. And we're going through the Metool amusement park again in order to get to Area L. And if you for some reason forgot where Area L was, or you didn't notice that there was a sign in the amusement park saying Area L was past this doorway, well, you know, you'll probably spend a long time getting to this area, and Mega Man ZX could just explain things more, you know? Just give me a direction, point me somewhere to go. But this means we have to refight the giant Metool again, and I got a very easy win button solution for you guys. Become Model H, activate overdrive, and just slash, 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 slash. You will stun lock him, he can't move, you just drain his health, and you kill him like it's nobody's business. He is an old classic boss from Mega Man 4 after all. He's not very advanced. But here it is, the purple kitty door is the entrance to Area L. Vent! The enemy has commenced their attack. If we don't hurry, all of the data in the research lab will be lost. The room with the data should be up ahead. Alright, let's go get that data. So Area L is actually one of the tamer levels in the whole entire game. It's basically a giant hallway, is basically the best way I can describe it. It's funny because I remember I gave Street Fighter Cross Mega Man a little bit of a knock because I was like, you know, the Chun-Li levels is kind of just a hallway, and then I play this and it's like, oh yeah, I guess this thing happened. But whatever. There's a whole bunch of bottomless pits. Eventually there are spikes that pop up, and as soon as we start getting into the outside areas, they start introducing some new things, like a lot of missiles will start raining down from the ceiling. Some of the missiles will shoot pellets sideways, so you gotta watch out for that. Be careful, the boxes can crush you. If for some reason you slash the bottom one and then you dash under it, you will get crushed and you will die, so don't let that happen. And the other gimmick about this stage are the satellites. These satellites, there are two forms. There are the blue-waved satellites and there are the red-waved satellites. Blue wave basically reverses your controls. Like, you'll be walking, you run into a blue wave, and now all of a sudden, right is left. And that'll screw up your button placement a little bit, but all these effects wear off. They aren't permanent. Like, if you just wait a little bit, eventually your character will get their senses back, and they'll be able to play like normal. And just, you know, if you touch the blue waves, your controls will be reversed. The red waves, they won't reverse your controls, but they will eliminate your ability to attack enemies. So you can't use your Z-Buster, you can't use your Z-Saber, your Kunais, your Electric Energy Ball from Model H, whatever. You'll be out of attacks for a limited period of time, so don't run into the red waves. Basically, you can always shoot them and they will deactivate them for a short period of time. You can actually constantly shoot them by just mashing the Z button, or the R button, whatever you set it to. There's no Z button on the DS, but the Z-Buster button is what I mean to say. And, you know, as long as you just have a constant damage output, if you use a charge shot... Not a charge shot! Yes, a charge shot. It will actually deactivate it for quite some time, so, enough time that you can dash past it anyway. So, yeah. Just be careful. The missiles that rain down will always fall in the same place, so if you just went past, or if you just went under a place where a missile had landed, get out of the way soon, because the missile's gonna come back and hit you again, so don't just stand around. Be careful, there's a lot of bottomless pits here. You don't want the missiles to knock you into those through, like, knockback or whatever. Oh, also, there is another solution to the satellites. You can just attack them, but there's also a guy in the Guardian HQ who will sell you smelling salts. And if you use the smelling salts, the satellite waves will not affect you whatsoever. Like, you can just walk up to them and you'll be perfectly fine. But again, this level's pretty tame and easy anyway, that I didn't really feel the need to buy those smelling salts. It's not the most complicated level in the world, and the satellites, just pew 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 them a few times, and you should be pretty good. Anyway, we're at the Pseudoroid. You've come at last. The foolish Mega Man who has sided with the Guardians. All of that data that was found here is now in my internal data disk. I just need to destroy this room with you in it, and all of the loose ends will be tied up. I am the Model P Pseudoroid. Protectos! I will crush anyone that stands in our way. So in order to achieve a level 4 victory against Protectos, you can't touch his belly, you can't touch his bottom half, you can only damage his head. And that's not as easy as it looks, actually. You have to have a very specific hitbox. I tried using charge shots on his head only, but I found that the charge shot would always get right under his neck, and then that would damage it and cost me level 4 victories all the time. So I actually consider this a little bit tricky to get a level 4 victory. I like to do jumping slashes, but even then sometimes my timing is wrong and I still manage to brush the neck or the lower body. So you gotta be careful of that. I just do jumping slashes with the ZX, but you know. If you don't care about the level 4 victory, he's really not that hard. Just charge shot into his belly, and he's really an easy boss. He's slow. His moves are pretty predictable. He occasionally drops bombs. They are multiple colors. Blue ones explode horizontally. Pink ones explode vertically. Green ones explode, and then they come back and explode again, so you can't stay in the same spot that they were for a little bit. He occasionally shoots a nuke, and he will always face the direction that the nuke is going to be landing in. So as long as you get behind him, go behind his back, the nuke will eclipse the screen in white, but it won't damage you, so watch out for that. And he's also got these homing drills, and again, you can slash them out with one ZX swing. They always home in on where you are, as long as you just jump down to the lower platforms. And I always want Protectos to be low enough so I can hit his head and not hit his torso. As soon as he starts climbing onto the third platform, I always drop down, get under him, and wait for him to try and crush me. That way he gets lower, and when I take jumping slashes at him, the risk of hitting his neck and his lower body won't be there. But you have to hit his head for the level 4 victory. And again, he's slow enough that he's not really the hardest boss ever. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Strong armor is nothing compared to the power of will. It will take some time before I am capable of recovering the password. The password will be ready when you need it. Cool, Phantom! And Lurare is back if you care. That data disk was left behind by Sis. It had to be. Please don't forget to bring it back to HQ. Alright, let's see what CL had to say. Biometal report, classification 315000, model W, blah 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 blah. Discovered, conscious, metal, biotol, model W. It looks like the data was corrupted. I can't read it. We might still have something that can recover the data at HQ. Please send it to us along with your mission report. But yeah, that's Model L. There's really nothing to it. There's no sub-tank. There's no... there's just a bunch of data disks. It's basically a hallway level with a lot of satellites. And, Protectos is a little tricky to get a level 4 victory, but not really. And so we got Model P's second biometal, which means we can now activate a shield! Once again, hold up on the control pad when you charge to yellow, and you can create this little shield that protects you from damage a little bit. But it will eventually wear away, and then you have to do it again in order to, you know, protect yourself some more. And you also saw me shoot out that big shuriken disc. That's the ability we got in the first place that I didn't have weapon energy to show off the first time. But you can shoot this little frisbee, like, disc thing, and the shuriken, I don't know how useful it is. I don't really use it on bosses all that much because I don't really use Model P in general. But those are his abilities. He can also cling to ceilings, and he can dash through enemies with his overdrive. So that is how Model P operates. So we got level 4 victories on 7 of the 8 Pseudoroids, which means we don't have to repair any of the biometals. And we only have one more biometal piece to go before we can get to the core of Model W, ladies and gentlemen. We're going for the last Pseudoroid. Anywho, the last Pseudoroid is in Area C. You have to go into the Area C3, which is blocked off by a yellow door. The thing I also like about this area, you see now that after saving people from the Huracan mission and the Fistleo mission, where the apartment was on fire and stuff, a lot of the people you save in missions end up in town, and they all give you their thanks and stuff. So you're actually repopulating all of the areas with people you save as well. So it makes you feel like you're doing some good. It makes you feel like those NPCs you saved aren't just NPCs, they are part of the living, breathing universe, and you're restoring some balance, you know? Also, Lou here, he has the Rush car from Mega Man Battle and Chase. So this is the other kid who has a Mega Man Battle and Chase reference. You may notice the first kid was in blue overalls with a red hat and red shirt, and this kid is in a green hat and green shirt, and he also has a Battle and Chase car, and he's brothers with the other kid. So I guess this was supposed to be a Mario Brothers reference? Because, I don't know, we're on the Nintendo DS, we may as well acknowledge Nintendo and Mario? I don't know. Also, the weirdest thing, the last Pseudoroid is in a giant volcano that is right next to the city. Right next to the residential district with, like, Slither Incorporated and everything. There's this giant red cave, this red opening that leads to a volcano, and that's where we're going to be fighting the next Pseudoroid. It's a little odd and weird that they would build a city so close to a volcano, but whatever. I don't know how these people operate in the year 25, 26, 3000 XX, whatever time this is supposed to be, but I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going for the last Pseudoroid in Part 13.